jy? Waar kom jy vandaan?
I'm looking for the farm Rietvlei. It belonged to my mother.
Belonged.
She's dead.
Aan 'n Neethling.
Yes.
Hattingh.
George Neethling.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that Anna was dead.
Is it far to Rietvlei? I'm afraid I'm totally lost.
The roads aren't safe at night. Come on, let's talk inside.
You're probably used to better things overseas.
My wife keeps apologizing for everything. But you've come on a good night. We seldom eat meat anymore.
This is very generous of you.
Having you here is very special for us.
It's kind of you to put me up for the night.
You're a welcome guest. You must stay as long as you like.
Well, I'll be going to Rietvlei in the morning to sort out my mother's affairs. And then back to London.
And death is a messy business.
I suppose one's never really prepared.
You're home now. That's the main thing.
I was only 5 when we left. I barely remember anything.
Shame it must have been so difficult. All those years in a strange place.
Well, it was, for my mother.
Oh, she should have come back.
Well, she never really made her peace with this country. By the time things changed, she was too weak to travel.
Dear Anna. I remember her well.
What was she like? When she was young, I mean.
Beautiful.
Kom ons bid.
Carla.
Carla? This is my daughter, Carla. Wat bekeer jy? Kom sit. Ons dank U, Vader, vir die voedsel wat U aan ons gegee het. Seën dit aan ons liggame. Seën ook die hande wat dit vir ons voorberei het. Seën ons volk en versterk ons vir die stryd wat voorlê. Om te behou wat ons eie is. En vir ons kosbaar is. Ons dank U, Here. Seën ook.
Paul, wat het jy nou gemaak?
Ek sal dit skoon opkom.
Dis 1 druppel aan my raak. Sy dood sink.
Johannes.
You must excuse my sons. We are not used to visitors. I bet you've never tasted this overseas.
Now there's a special thing.
No, really, thank you.
Come on, you've got it right. Get it from her.
Well, bon appetit.
Wie die ander een? Who's got the other one?
So, what are your plans for Rietvlei?
Well, that depends. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll go to London. Maybe I'll go to Rietvlei. Depends.
Well, you must excuse my sons. We are not used to visitors.
Well, that depends. Well, that depends. Maybe I'll go to London. Maybe I'll go to Rietvlei. On my uncle, Peter Neethling.
Now, there's a name out of the past.
I didn't know that Peter still lived around here.
Yes, he's the caretaker at Wicht. I haven't spoken to him in years, so I don't really know.
I mean, you people never kept in contact with each other.
Well, I think my mother missed the farm so much that her only way of coping was to pretend that it never existed. Now that she's gone, I suppose it's best to sell the place.
Well, there's plenty of time for that. What you need now is a good night's rest.
I really hope I'm not inconveniencing you.
Not at all, our pleasure. And tomorrow we'll cook another chicken. But this time we'll kill one with 2 feet.
If you leave it in your pocket, it will start to stink.
Thank you. Good night.
Roep om.
Sorry.
Kom dan, George. George! Kom!
Gerard Snijman.
George Neethling.
Zet af! Je muziek. Af! Zet af die covermuziek! Hoor je van mij?
I came in last night.
Ja. Niet daar komt! Niet daar komt! Niet van mij lachen! Niet van mij lachen! Jij trapt en gaat worden! Jij trapt en gaat! Kom. Jeetje! Kom dan! Zet af die covermuziek! Een kakje! Nou, Hannes!
I think it might be safer if you listen to that on your own. You can have it. Hey. The disc, not the stereo.
What would I do with this?
So, how was your first night in the fatherland? The fatherland. The fatherland.
Fine, thank you. I slept like a baby.
So I hear you're a money man. A Shylock, eh?
I advise companies on how best to structure deals.
Those skills would be pretty handy out here. You know, you look a little bit pale. You should spend today on the farm. Pick up a bit of color.
Well, actually, I was hoping you could give me directions to Rietvlei.
You can't want to go so soon.
Please make yourself at home.
I'd really like to see my Uncle Peter.
It's my engagement party the day after tomorrow, so we'll be busy preparing. But after that, I'll take you myself to see Rietvlei.
Gerard is going to marry Carla.
Why doesn't George take you out to Moeder's Schrift tomorrow?
Yes. Aunt Mimi would love to see you again. She knew your family well.
If you want to hear stories about Rietvlei in the old days, she's the one to talk to.
Thank you, but I really must get going.
A couple of days won't make any difference. And it's a small favor to ask him.
We hardly have time to visit the old lady anymore. And she really needs us.
I suppose I could stay a bit longer.
Excellent. Excuse me.
Gerard is our leader.
Your leader?
He's a wonderful man.
Without him, we'd be lost.
It's a good thing you're going to stay. It's like a sign that everything will be all right again.
I must be off. Thank you for the coffee. George, it's wonderful to have you here with us.
Congratulations
What?
on your engagement.
I'm busy. What do you want?
Well, thought maybe I could help you.
Have you ever chopped with before?
No. Okay, well, maybe you can help me.
What do you think you're going to find at Rietvlei?
That's for my mother. She wanted
What
to...
do you want?
Well, it depends on who's offering.
Did you love your mother?
Of course.
Then go home. You find nothing left over here.
Who says I'm looking?
You've come a long way just to see an old farm.
My mother wanted it to be her final resting place. And besides, that old farm could be worth a fortune.
You couldn't grow a cactus in this soil.
Exactly. Take a look at this. You see these blue lines here? Do you know what those are? That's water.
It hasn't rained here for years.
Doesn't need to have rained. All you need to do is sink a borehole, lay some pipes. This old farm could mean the end of your drought.
We don't need your help.
Is that the sort of music you listen to overseas?
Oh, no, it's local, actually. I bought it at the airport.
You can come up if you like. Come. Come, I want to show you something. But you have to promise not to tell the others. It's a secret place. I've got lots of stuff from all over, left behind by people who went away. Look here.
Why'd they leave so many things behind?
I suppose they didn't want them anymore. You know, this is the first time I've ever spoken to someone who doesn't know about these things.
Well, don't you get visitors?
Well, people from the farms round about, of course.
But apart from them?
Tell me about London.
What would you like to know?
Well, what are the people like?
The people?
You think I could live in London?
I don't see why not.
Do you think I'd fit in?
I think you'd be a hit.
Hit.
I can see you walking down Sloane Street with 6 women on each arm.
10 men in tow.
It's beautiful. So you know my uncle, then?
No. Why should I?
Well,
No, I told you, I've got lots of stuff from all over.
Aunt Paul and Carla met Liefde, Peter Neethling.
Well, maybe I met him when I was a child. I don't remember.
Would you mind if I keep this?
It's not mine. You'd have to ask Carla.
Oh. No, thanks. She'd probably chop my arm off or something.
You remind her of someone, that's all.
In this light, even you look like a farmer.
Does it pay to farm a place like this?
It might, if it wasn't for this drought. Even if they hadn't stolen so much of our land.
Who?
The government.
Well, surely they can't just take your land.
They make it impossible for us to keep it. See for yourself.
Well, this looks like an offer to purchase.
That's what you call it. Attempt to steal is more like it.
Well, it says here that the land bank, whoever that is
I'll tell you
offering-
who that is. It's no one. It's a fancy name that the government calls itself. So that they can steal our land and give it to the blacks.
But they are offering to buy the land. You think it's worth more than that?
Not worth half of that.
So what's the problem then?
You can't put a price on freedom. They're trying with the leader's place now too. But we won't let them get away with it. Slap it on the rump. Hit it, man. Hit it hard.
You know, in some cultures, this animal's considered sacred.
Come on, it's just a T-bone steak.
Okay. When I come from, steak doesn't have an attitude.
You want to eat a man's food, you've got to do a man's work. Halt! Halt! Halt!
I think I'd be perfectly happy as a vegetarian, thank you.
Happiness is for Jews and Kafirs. You're an Afrikaner. You can't ever change that. You still want to see it fly?
Very much so.
It's really not worth the effort. Nothing like the way you remember it.
Hy seentjie, sal ek jou brandewyn man. Of moet ek dit vir jou suster gee?
I won't drink your lousy brandy.
Nie nou nie.
It's your choice. But I think you're wasting your time. It'll just upset you.
Well, that's a chance I decided to take when I came here.
No one's lived on the farm in years.
Oh, that's impossible. We sent money regularly.
Someone's cheated you nicely.
My uncle wouldn't steal from us. If he needed money, we would simply send
Peter's
it.
been gone a long time.
Gone? Where?
The police arrested him years ago, during the Troubles.
What? Why did no one tell me this before?
You've been away a lifetime. Don't try to understand it in a day.
United voor je.
Two down, none to go.
Altijd. Light it in your room. It's useless here. Good night.
Thank you.
George!
Die zon verrijst voor die waai, waar die zijn oosten waai. Het tafelkleed, hamrood tafelbij. En zie de leven die stil en die schaduw van oud.
Kom drink, seentjie, drink.
Ga hierheen.
Can I drive with you to Donnelly's farm?
Hoekom?
Hy wil versies lees saam met Fanie.
This time of the day we eat very simply.
Dis goed genoeg.
Jy weet nie van beter nie. Ek is nie daaraan gewoond om ons gaste brood en koffie vir ontbyt voor te sit nie. I'm a city girl, you know.
Ai, so waar vanoggend sy hare gekam.
As Karla mag gaan, hoekom nie ek nie?
As jy mooi vra, sy Maya dalk van haar duur reukwater laat gebruik.
Paul kan in my plek gaan, ek wil nie gaan nie.
Jy moet watch your back, he's a bit snaaks, my brother.
Los hom uit.
Oh nee.
Johannes,
Los my uit, man!
you probably don't remember, but you must have driven on these roads many times as a child.
There's a familiarity about it. Who owns that farm?
They do now. Paul.
Laat vrek skrik. Julle is vaarbonde. Vaarbonde. En jy's die eerste van almal met jou vreemde kar hier in die pad.
Dis Anna Neethling se seun, tant Mimi.
Ek het laasnag van jou gedroom, Pieter.
Nee, tant Mimi. Dis George, Anna se seun.
Jy het in 'n doodkus gelê met 'n wit muis op jou kop.
Hallo julle.
Ruibenander. Poet and teacher. My machtig, but I'm pleased to meet an Afrikaner from abroad. Familie. A lost sheep, eh?
Anna het voor my oë groot geword. Tyd vlieg so. Seker al 20 jaar het sy dood is.
Nee, tant Mimi, hy het oor see gaan woon.
Sy was vir jou 'n willeentjie mens. Vol streke.
Do you read poetry?
Onthou jy nog die partytjies op Rietvleimark? Julle jong mense.
I love poetry. It's my life.
Swem in die dans.
It's important, eh?
Dans op 'n stoep.
Something to rouse our people, to inspire them.
Kon ek nog die musiek?
Of course, I've got the children. A sacred charge entrusted to me.
Onthou jy die keer toe jy en Gerrit op skoolmaat?
Poetry and teaching are two of the most noble endeavors in the world. That is, apart from being an Afrikaner, of course.
En toe breek die toue.
Nee, tant Mimi. Dit was Pieter, Anna se broer.
I thought you might be bored in there.
Won't that make me think I'm rude? Just leave it like that.
Tant Mimi, think. She'd probably forget her own name if you didn't come here every so often to remind her of it.
Why don't you like her?
She's a waste of time. I could be at home working.
If it wasn't for me, you probably wouldn't have had to come.
I'm not blaming you.
Sounds to me like you're blaming someone. Does that make me live here alone?
Can you really see her ploughing and shearing and herding the cattle with her sticks?
No. It would make a great image, though.
Not if you were a cow. Barney lives here with her, and the school children.
Is it a good school?
No, but people think highly of Tant Mimi because her husband was a general in the old days.
Well, what happened to him?
Shot himself through the head with his service pistol.
Come with me to Ridgeway.
You can't go now.
Why not? It's right here. I've just seen it on the map.
Gerard will take you to see it when you're ready.
I'll decide when I'm ready.
Wait. I'll come with you.
So we're just gonna sit in silence the whole way?
What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. Tell me about yourself.
Why?
Because I'm interested.
Aren't you married?
No. Anyway, I didn't mean it like that. I mean, it's not that I'm not interested. I mean, I'm not interested, but I mean, I would be interested
Thanks, I'm flattered.
You know what I mean. You're out of bounds.
You shouldn't believe everything people tell you.
What is your engagement party tomorrow night? Paul says I remind you of someone.
Maybe you remind him of someone.
Man in photograph.
What photograph?
The one you removed from the wall.
Stop here. The farm is just over the ridge.
Where is it?
There. I told you there was nothing.
What happened to it?
No one's been here in a long time.
How long? It would take 1,000 fucking years for the whole place to just disappear.
They blew up the buildings.
Who? Who blew them up?
Soldiers came to do it. They blew up everything here with dynamite.
Why?
I don't know. Why don't you just go back to where you came from?
This is where I come from.
Go home, George. You don't belong here.
There was a fountain here.
Are you all right, George? Are you all right? Come. There are still roses.
Jesus. This is insane. What was Peter doing?
We all lost a lot during this struggle.
Please, he must have been public enemy #1 for the government to have done this much damage.
What does it matter?
It matters. This is my home.
Not anymore. You're a stranger now.
I was born here like the rest of you.
You're not one of us.
And in England, I wasn't one of them.
Why should you be one of anything? In the end, we're all alone. I don't want to grieve over an old garden.
Wait.
Go. While you still can.
Listen, I just have to do one last thing.
You should have taken me with you to see Rietvlei.
I'm sorry.
Welkom, welkom. Hallo, Medi. Goedie. Anna Neethling son, Goedie Snyman, the leader's leader. Goedie is Gerard's mother.
I've heard so much about you.
Ooh, good things, I hope.
Yeah.
Only good things.
Carla, waar kruip jy weg?
Verskoon my.
So, I believe you went to see Rietvlei today.
It was quite a shock.
I wanted to take you myself.
Unfortunately, I leave tomorrow, so I couldn't wait.
It's
What a kinky thing you got there.
Bulletproof jacket for your balls, eh?
Maybe I should get one for myself.
Are you trying to tell us there's not enough space in your underpants, Neymar?
You probably need a battery from a 10-ton truck to jumpstart that old thing of yours, Ronelle. And yeah, it's difficult to hold on to one's possessions in this country. In the future, you take my advice. It'll make things easier for all of us. Mart. Hello, Carla.
I haven't eaten like this since our last party. You people remember? It's the time while Johannes shot that bloody skepsel.
We're celebrating in advance. The last time won't be the last time.
Now that's the kind of talk I like to hear, many.
What's a skepsel?
A skepsel? A skepsel is a creature, a man without a soul. You know, gaffers, Jews, communists, anyone that's not pure.
Anyone that's not an Afrikaner.
Oh, he learns fast as one or many. We'll make a boot out of him yet. So what do you think of our world around here, anyway?
Well, it's not a pleasant place for skepsels, that's for sure.
I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow night.
Oh, I'm afraid I'm leaving tomorrow.
Oh, but surely you're not going to miss my son's engagement party.
Oh, I don't have any choice. My reservation's confirmed.
That's a pity, isn't it?
Hang on, whoa. Are you still thinking of selling Rietvlei?
I haven't made a decision yet.
What do you think would happen if Kaffirs or Jews or just anybody bought that land, huh?
I don't know. What would happen?
We must cooperate, you and me. We can help each other.
I don't see how.
We've got the weapons and the know-how to fight this war on the ground. But Satan and his followers are more devious.
Satan and his followers.
The international money power. The Rockefellers and the Rothschilds of this world. The Antichrist is not lurking in these hills. Ah, he's hiding in the vaults of places like the Chase Manhattan Bank. We need people like you to help us fight this war on paper.
As I said, my reservation is confirmed.
Change it.
I haven't seen a phone or a power line for miles. What do you suggest I do? Send a homing pigeon?
I'm going to town tomorrow. You give me your ticket, I'll organize it. The question is whether you've got the balls to actually help us or not. I want us to be friends. I'll return this tomorrow night at the party.
Seker dat niks oorbly.
Wat ruik so?
Wat?
Parfum.
Ek jou drome, ou boet.
Gou, man.
Ja, kom.
Sal je altijd lief hebben, Carla.
Het gaat erin.
Well,
My husband and Henrik just left a moment ago. They had to take the potatoes to the co-op. I have to collect eggs for the party tonight.
Seems to me you people sleep late, eh?
It seems to me you people have a strange sense of time.
Moment can last forever in this part of the world.
Or it can just vanish as if it never existed.
Only with dynamite.
Only with dynamite.
So what was it like, seeing Greig play again?
It wasn't what I expected.
Wasn't it?
I didn't think you'd let something like that happen.
Straight as like your mother that sold us down the bloody river.
My mother never did anything.
It's not what she did. It's what you people haven't done.
Whoever destroyed my farm.
We told you. The soldiers did it.
Well, then they must answer for it. I'm going to the police.
The police? As jy gek, man. They the bloody enemy.
I'm gonna find Peter.
Good morning. What's wrong?
Familiar.
What do you want?
The truth.
Sal ons jou witrok moet stryk vir vanaand se partytjie?
You can tell me, or you can tell the police.
Carla,
Maar weet ek hou nie van die betrok nie.
dis al wat jy het.
Wat fout met wat ek nou aan het?
Gerard hou van jou 'n rok. Haal dit.
What did you do to my car?
What was that supposed to do to your car?
I don't know. You tell me.
Fancy shit. What do you expect? Can't drive kak like that on these roads. Hey, waar was jy heel môre? Waar kry jy hierdie kafferbak? Vat dit, seentjie. Hæ? Vat dit. Ons het lanklaas bietjie rugby gespeel. Ek wil nie speel nie. Hey, dis jy beter op verdediging. Bly by sokkerkaffertjie. Jou rooi net klaar sal 'n gawe span mag.
Let's go to the house.
Hey, kom. 2 teen 1. Kom ons sien of jy my nou kan keer.
Your son did something to my car.
Jy fucking lieg, man.
Fucking yourself. It was fine yesterday.
Fucking skinny. Draai yourself, man.
I'm sorry. Are you all right?
I'll take a look at your car. I'm sure it's fine.
Give your shirt to my wife. She'll fix it for
Where are
you.
you going?
To my room. I want to change.
Can I come with you? Why'd you bring so much stuff with you?
To where? Why else?
What's this?
Aftershave.
And this?
Moisturizer.
You have really nice things.
You borrow a shirt if you like.
No, Giannis would just look.
Fuck him!
It's purple and I want to try it on now. Fasten these sleeves. Take me with you. I'm afraid, please. Help me, you have to. You need my help.
I never said I would not.
But you never said you would.
Where were you this morning?
I was making arrangements.
For what?
For us. I was making it safe for us to leave.
You lied to me about Peter.
I loved Peter.
Then tell me what happened.
It was my fault.
What was your fault? If you don't tell me the truth, I can't help you, Paul.
I risked my life for you today. And for what? For what? When it's over, you'll just go away, go on with your own life, and I'll stop existing for you the moment that you drive off. I found them on the dump. You can go home now.
It was just a blocked fuel line.
Where's Paul?
I don't know. Wait.
Tell me what's going on.
Haven't you figured it out yet?
Peter wasn't arrested. He was murdered. Gerrit and the others killed him. Why?
For water.
Water? What water? There isn't any water.
Not anymore. They blew it up.
Red flame.
Well, Peter was in the house.
Why?
To them, blacks are noble enemies. Traitors are the real evil.
You're lying. Gerrit killed him because he was jealous.
Don't be ridiculous.
You fucked Peter and Gerrit killed him because he was jealous.
It's not true.
Bullshit.
It's not true.
Did you fuck Peter?
That has nothing to do with you.
Now you're gonna marry the man who killed him.
Are you angry or are you jealous?
Fuck you.
Why did you come back? We're just starting to forget. I love him. Why did you come back?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Peter wanted to sell part of Rietflow's water supply to the government. To help us all. Now there's no water for anyone. They imploded the underground spring. They're starving themselves for relief. They'll kill you for it too.
Why does Paul blame himself?
You shouldn't. They would have found out anyway.
About you and Peter?
About Peter's plans for Rietvlei.
Paul told them.
Don't judge him.
But he loved Peter.
Too much. He was jealous. He never meant for it to end the way it did.
Are you really going to marry Gerrit?
I was going to.
Come with me. We can leave first thing in the morning.
You must go now. The party is an alibi. They plan to blow up the land bank office in town tonight. They'll force you to go with them, then you won't be able to leave.
I can't leave yet.
You don't have any duty to fulfill here. You're not one of us. You never were.
But what about Paul? He needs my help, so do you. If this thing goes down tonight, you're all going to jail.
You can't stop them.
Maybe. But I can make it more difficult for them.
Ai. Mart, hoe gaat het? Hallo. George, welcome. Coffee. George, come and meet Vet and Lucky Lawrence and their two beautiful daughters. Always the last of our neighbors to arrive.
Many of the last shall be first.
That's what you always say, Gerard. Many of the last shall be first. Hello.
young man.
George, come on.
Here, hoor 'n regverdige saak aan. Let op my smeking. Luister tog na my gebed. Na lippe wat nie bedrieg nie. Laat my reg van u aangesig uitgaan. Laat u regverdig sien. Amen.
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 Gerard, Carla, may you have long and happy lives and bear many children.
Gezondheid, julle.
To your health, George.
Ja.
Gezondheid, George.
You must make yourself quite at home here, George.
Absolutely.
After all, you are at home now, aren't you?
Like remember.
I don't say it's wrong to be idealistic, but we can't forget the past. Always remember.
George, come on. Maar Carla lijkt prachtig.
But you young people are sometimes so impatient.
Yeah. But it's right to want to
Listen,
fight.
there's not one of us who doesn't bear a scar yet.
There's been a lot of laughter in this house.
Just put a loaded gun in my hand.
Let's finish eating and clear the table first.
A gun in my good right hand, and I dance with it.
Come on, George, another drink.
Those moonlight nights, and the scent of Donnelly's roses.
And the pudding with nuts in
It wasn't hard to get lost in that garden.
Cherries and cream.
We were always giving braaivleisjes.
Oh, that was a wonderful time.
I didn't grow up like this.
Nor did I.
Even though there's been enough shooting and murders and rape among all of us sitting at this table tonight.
Vlokkie, well, I was used to better things.
None of us grew up the way we have to bring up our children now.
Why did we have to lose it all?
We had everything. What did we do wrong? What did we do to deserve this? Do you call this a life?
Let's dance!
Down there, let's dance. Kom maar. Kom aan.
Tonight is the happiest night of my life. Carla and I have been in love for as long as I can remember, since even before she was born. But before we begin to celebrate the prospect of our new life together, there are some things that I'd like to say. We are a small group who have remained behind here, robbed of all our possessions, surrounded and threatened by many enemies. And there's only one thing that gives us courage to hold on. And that is our inextinguishable belief in the justice of our cause. Sometimes, however, we get some slight encouragement, some small sign that our struggle is not hopeless. And to me, George's return is just one such sign.
Welcome, George.
I have no doubt that you will show your love for this country, your respect for your ancestors, their trials and their struggles, and the feeling of being at one again with your people. I have no doubt that you will show all these things in deeds as well.
Ja, kom, speech, George.
I'd like to begin by thanking you all for your hospitality. But I can't. I won't. I have something far more important to thank you for. I can find only one word to describe what I have discovered here. It is a discovery that has helped me to define who I am. Good. It's a small word, but it governs your existence. That word is lies.
What?
This is what you Boers grow in your promised land. You water your soil with blood and you wonder why your children go hungry. Is this what it means to be an Afrikaner?
What do you know about being an Afrikaner?
Nothing. But I know that there are others.
We are the only true Afrikaners.
Bullshit!
You bloody traitor.
Me?
We must fight to keep our land. It's God's land.
With guns.
There's a holy command laid upon us which must be obeyed. We are made in God's image.
What image?
What uniform? This is what God gave us to wear.
Los hom!
Dis man sake die. Sit! You vryers hoer!
Says I'm a traitor's all.
Judas, what have you done?
Nee. Dit was ek.
This is your final warning. Drop your weapons. You have 3 seconds to comply. 1, 2, 3.
is amper by die huis.
They're waiting to escort me to the airport. What will you do?
I've got the children.
Come with me.